I'm on a tram. Well, it's my only full day in Tarnow, and I had planned to go up to the painted village of Zalipie, but I had such a good sleep last night. I've kind of woke up a bit late and I just can't be arsed. So I've started my day with coffee in the tram cafe. It's very nice. Nice bit of jazz to start the day. So instead, I'm going to head to the old Jewish cemetery, which is north of the centre. It's about 18 minutes walk. It closes at 1, so it's about 11:45 now, so that should be okay. And then I'm going to go and have a look at some contemporary art. That's the kind of cultured person I am. So last night I was walking down there, my apartment's just there, and I looked down here and I saw some people that I thought looked remarkably still. And yeah, this is why. I walked past this yesterday and never even noticed it. Guy with a duck. Woman with some kind of book, and just a guy sat chilling out. I didn't walk down this way yesterday, so this is all new to me. So this is a whole new part of Tarnow to discover. So I do recognise where I am now. That's the thing about a small city, is you can walk down a big street that you think you've never been in, and then a second later you suddenly recognise it. Recognise the guy in the corner there. It's a nice cool day today, and because I didn't go out drinking till silly o'clock last night, I feel amazingly fresh today. Fantastic. I did go out for a couple of beers, even though yesterday was supposed to be a strict non-drinking day, but I saw the bar that was selling Tiski for 6.5 zloty, so can't exactly turn that down, can you? And it was a very interesting place. Obviously, when you sell beer for so cheap, you're going to get some characters. I did get one guy sit next to me in the outside the bar, and turned out, I don't know if he was homeless or what, but it turned out he wasn't welcome. And then another guy turned up stinking of shit. This is quite a cool idea. It's actually a bookshelf. There's another one at the other side, and people just leave books for other people to take. So the Jewish cemetery, which I'm heading to now, is one of the biggest and oldest in Europe, apparently. And it was completely destroyed by the Nazis, as most of these places were. And it was just completely left during like the whole of the communist era. It was just left in a complete state. And it was only maybe in the last 20 years where it's had money pumped into it to bring it back to life is the right phrase for a cemetery, but you get my point. I did read somewhere that you need a key to get in, and the key is right in the centre where I've just come from. But then I read somewhere else that you only need the key if you want to visit outside opening times, so I might get there, the bloody thing might be locked up. Well, this is not open. It gives you some information here, and it does say entry to the cemetery is possible during its open hours, and outside the key is available. So I should be able to get in. It's open from 9 till 1. Now these gates, I've got this plaque here, what explains thousands of Jews from Tarnow and surrounding areas were shot by Germans during the Second World War. This was used for mass killings of Jews. And here it said the original gates to this cemetery are actually being moved to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. So if this is the actual main entry, then it looks like it's a wasted visit. But Google Maps just told me to go around the other side, so let's have a look. I mean, this looks like the entrance, to be honest. But I've come this far, so alright. I can't see a single person in there. So maybe it's just closed. See pictures of the renovation, which according to the previous poster took place in 2019. I don't hold much hope for this, to be honest. At least I can see it. According to Google Maps, this is the entry. It's not going to be open, is it? What a waste of time then. All the information I found online is correct. On the main entrance, it says the cemetery is open to visitors till 1 o'clock every day. It's now 6 minutes past 12 and the whole place is locked up. Well, to say, I had planned to go to Zalipie and then couldn't be bothered, so I thought I'll go to the Jewish cemetery, and that's closed. Not doing well on my only full day in Tarnow, and it looks like it's going to start belting it down. So I think I'd better get to this contemporary art museum quick. And that bloody thing will be closed now. Well, one good thing is I've decided to visit the park first before the contemporary art museum. Hopefully the weather will hold up, and it is taking, I don't have to go back the way I came. I'm going off in a different direction, so at least I'll get to see a bit more of old Tarnow. So at least this way I'll be able to show you a bit more of the city, and hopefully you can see enough to decide whether you want to make it part of your Poland itinerary. So here we are, lovely Tarnow. All the things you need. That looks like some kind of, I don't know what that is, to be honest. So you've got some anti-Nazi graffiti there. Well, actually it looks like it's Nazi graffiti, but then someone's crossed it out. Beer dronker here, so you can go and buy all your groceries. We've got a bar, a club, Club Castle. It's missing its K, where you can sit outside in the lovely beer garden, enjoying a nice cold glass of Tiskia and admiring the views of the beer dronker. Well, there's a couple of signs pointing me off in this direction. This is the way I need to go. So maybe down here it's all happening. Maybe now I've just left the kind of quiet residential part of Tarnow, and I'm about to enter the hip, lively, arty part. I'm not sure where the hell I'm going. You know, when you plan your trip around Europe and you save all the things to Google Maps that you want to go and see, incredible buildings, incredible national parks, churches, and then you end up down here. I'll be honest, there's not a great deal of things to do in old Tarnow, but having said that, it is nice to get away from the tourist trail every now and again. And one thing that I've found is when you come to a city or a town that isn't used to having mass tourism, is that the people are much friendlier. When you're in a place like Krakow, you're just another tourist, so people don't have to be friendly because they're always going to get, you know, as soon as you leave there's another tourist coming in to take your place. That's not to say that people aren't friendly, but when you come to like the small places, as soon as people hear your accent, generally they're very, very welcoming and happy to see you. And then of course they will continue to speak Polish at you for the next 5 minutes, even though you explain you don't speak Polish. So, despite the fact that there's not a great deal to do here in Tarnow, I'm quite enjoying it. Right, now this is the park that I was heading towards, so this is something, I suppose. Looks like it's just me in the park then. This is actually a mausoleum of some guy called Murat Pasha. On this side it says Joseph Bem. So I don't know. There's loads of information, but it's all in Polish. Hello. Bloody hell, sounds like a chuffing motorbike. Look at the size of the things. You waiting for some food? I've only got cheese and pepperoni sandwiches. I don't think that'll do you any good. Well, it turns out that Joseph Bem is a bit of a Polish hero. He was a general and fought in many battles for independence, not just for Poland but also for Hungary as well. In his later life he moved to Aleppo and converted to Islam and changed his name to Murad Pasha. My next stop is to go and look at a big mushroom. This thing apparently has been here for years, although it is a newer version, but apparently it holds fond memories for the people of Tarnow. Things to do in Tarnow. So yeah, there's not a single person in the park. Oh, there's a little kid over there with his mum. I'm guessing that the kids are at school, because just outside the park they have a nice green stand there, and then a place selling langosh and fries, zipikanka, hot dogs and burgers, ice creams, but none of it's open. Nice park though. My next stop is the Contemporary Art Museum, which according to Google Maps is open. I think it costs like 5 zloty to get in. I'm hoping they take card because I've got no money at all on me. I'm guessing they will take card, but 5 zloty, yeah, that's like £1. So I don't know how big it is, or I don't know anything about it really, other than I think there's about 3 or 4 exhibitions on. And yeah, let's go and check out some contemporary art in Old Tarnow. I think this is it. Well, that was the smallest contemporary art museum I've ever been in, I think. It was like 2 rooms. She did say it was 5 zloty to get in, but then she asked me if I was a teacher. I said, well, I used to be. And she says, oh, so it's 3 zloty then. So I only paid 60 pence to go in. But yeah, I was in and out of there in like less than a minute. What now in Old Tarnow? Well, this is one of the other things on my go and have a look at list. It appears to be completely empty. Not sure what it was. Got the horses' heads above the main entrance. I can't find a great deal of information about this place. Apparently it's known locally as Tarnow Castle, but I'm not exactly sure why. I've also just read that it was never actually completed. So it was never actually used for anything. It was built to this stage and then just left. So this is one of apparently 3 of the old wooden churches in this area, and they've actually got a little stage outside where I'm guessing, because it looks more like a beer garden. I'm guessing that with the whole corona thing going on, that this is where a lot of the services would have been held. So all the people would have sat here, and this is where the service would have been. Of course, I might be completely wrong about that. It's beautiful. It's only small. It's a bit like the one I saw in Zakopane. I'm presuming this is a memorial for World War II. I didn't know about this, I won't just come across it. There's another part to it over there. Yeah, I can see 1939 to 1945. We've got the names of the concentration camps that I'm presuming people from Tarnow were sent to. So at the top we've got Oświęcim, better known as Auschwitz, Plaszów, Majdanek, Dachau, Stutthof, Flossenburg, Mauthausen, Gross Rosen, Buchenwald, Ravensbrück, Belsenbergen, Sachsenhausen. Right, I've decided that I'm going to visit the ruins of a castle, which is about 14 minutes away just outside of Tarnow. And the first part of the walk takes me through this cemetery. So this is an interesting one. All the people, the dates on here, all these people died in 1863. I think it might have been one of the Polish uprising, fighting for independence, possibly. And Polish history is not great. So there's another one of them wooden churches. Well, I was worried that I was going to have to do this walk without a drink, but the mighty beer drunker has come to my rescue. I can almost taste the Coke Zero. No, 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 no. Ooh. Yes. Bloody hell. Good order now. I'd actually forgotten that early on it looked like it was going to throw it down the rain. And here's me heading up to the top of a hill to go and look at the probably not too impressive ruins of a castle. But yeah, I forgot that it looked like it was going to rain. Over there it still looks a bit overcast. Over here, nice and sunny. Got my Coke Zero. Happy days. Now I've just seen something run straight down there through there. And I'm kind of hoping it was a fox and not a big bloody scary dog. No sign of it now, so it obviously doesn't want confrontation. Bloody hell. I'm literally, look, where am I here? I'm like literally the only person in the world right now. Keep going then. Well, it appears I've made it. Doesn't look great now, the weather all of a sudden. And I have walked for, what, 45 minutes? And I think basically that's it. So, to be honest, I didn't have great expectations, but I just fancied a walk anyway. Who knows, maybe we'll find something interesting. Maybe there's some nice views from the top of the old Tarnow Castle. Let's go and have a look. So here we are, I get right to the top, and yet it's sort of bloody pissing it down. These are the views. You can see that's the kind of centre of Tarnow there with the big church spire. To the left is the church with the double spires that I was in yesterday, and the train station is just to the left of that. If you carry on looking, I don't know how clear it's going to be on here, but if you see over there, it's all the kind of industrial plants, and you can see the pollution that's been kicked out of there. That's terrible. Anyway, as for the castle, not much to it, to be honest. This is no wonder there's not many tourists here. I think probably the only people that really come up here are kind of youths getting drunk and having fires and barbecues. I think this is pretty much it. I don't think there's much more to it. Was it worth walking 45 minutes to get stuck in the bloody rain? Oh wow, okay, bigger than I thought. Okay, this is fucking scary. The rain appears to have stopped, but it's rained enough to make it very slippy around here, so I need to be careful. Oh shit! Just joking. So I think that's it. I think I'm done for the castle. Not entirely sure it was worth 45 minutes walk. There's no information about it at all. But yeah, I suppose walk back to Tarnow now. So there is a little bit of information about the castle. So Spicemir Lelivita started to build the castle in 1329, and it was burnt down, conquered and burnt down by the Hungarians in 1441, and then in the second half of the 15th century it was rebuilt by Jan Tarnowski, and it became his residence. It had its own library, armoury, treasury and a family museum, a bakery, a brewery, a zoo. And then there was a dispute between two families who fought for the castle, and in 1570 it was conquered and looted, and from that point on it was no longer a residence. It was deserted and fell into decline around about 1723. So 300 years it's pretty much been left to fall into decline, and just this is what's left. Not a great deal. Was it worth the effort? Yeah. So that's it for my time in Tarnow. I've only been here one night, one full day. I've got another night tonight, and then an early start tomorrow to go and get a train to my next destination. And it's not a great deal to do in Tarnow, but it's a nice place to come and chill out just for a couple of days. I've enjoyed my time here. It's a nice city. It's quiet. It's completely different to Krakow, where I've just spent the last 9 days with some very messy nights. Yeah, it's just a nice little Polish city, and if you're going from Krakow, maybe heading towards Ukraine, then it's worth stopping off for a night. Now, is it too early for a beer? See you in the next city.